Alright, hey guys, I am back for another Florida garden tour. I know I haven't done one in a few months and I probably should have done it like every month, but you post a video to YouTube, nobody comments, and I actually just got one comment recently, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make another one. There were some successes, lots of fails, so I'm gonna go over some of those real quick. Some of the things, if you already see them missing, it was already a fail, but I'm gonna start in the front again, same location, and then work my way to the back, and you guys can see what worked really well for me here in Central Florida and what I impeccably failed at. Now, I'm not an expert gardener. Again, it's my first year. I'm probably kind of an uneducated, lazy gardener. I want things that are going to grow pretty easy, low maintenance. I'm not quite sure what fertilizers are to use. I just try different things. Right now I'm using some kind of a fish fertilizer. That seems to be working pretty well, but nothing I say is taken as this is how you should do it. This is just what I've experienced and what's working for me here. So here we go. First thing I'm going to show you here is my little lettuce patch. I've actually been able to grow lettuce pretty successfully here, and kale. I think there is some kale on this one, or maybe it's this other one. Yeah, right there. I got some red Russian kale right there. I kind of let this little patch get a little away from me, so I'm probably going to pull these and redo it. And as you can see, I'm not going to get really great big bib lettuce leaves here. Some of this, I think this is like some kind of arugula gone here. I did a mixed seed bit, so I'm not entirely sure what everything is, but I'm going to pluck what I can. This is mustard lettuce. It has a bit of a spice and kick, and as you can see, it's done fantastically. It's doing really great. I actually might leave that one in there and then just replant either. I'll try some romaine since it's mid-September, it's going to be cooling off. And I might, instead of just sprinkling a bunch of seeds and seeing what takes, I might go with a more methodical process here. This one's actually doing pretty good. I'm not sure what this one is. This is some red Russian kale. I have some kale in the butterfly garden. I'll show you. That seems to do well, but I'll probably revamp this. Definitely this mustard lettuce is just really strong and doing really well. So all I do is let it sit out here and get sunshine and rain. It's rainy season in Florida. It's starting to die out now, so I really haven't had to come out and water my plants so much. So that's kind of how I've been lazy. I haven't been out here as much as I was before when I had to water it every other day. Here I have some Thai basil that I stuck in here. Now Thai basil goes great. You can see though it has this kind of fungal spot on it. And then there's a pepper plant here. Didn't do so hot. I think this is a Korean pepper plant. So I'm gonna probably, well actually it has some little flower buds, but I'm probably gonna pull that and try to regrow another pepper plant or something else there. This one is another pepper plant. This was a yellow banana one that I got from Grow Joy. It failed miserably. Oh, I'm sorry, this was a Hungarian wax pepper plant. The Grow Joy pepper plants did not do well. I had a lot better results with the Bonnie pepper plants that I bought from Lowe's. So I don't know that I'll be buying their pepper plants again. But I'll show you some other plants that I really like that I got from them. All right, so over here, I have my cucumber. This is I'm trying to think of which variety of cucumber it is. I'll probably look it up. I got one cucumber. This is the second cucumber from it. As you can see, I had a bunch of bugs on it, and then I bought some ladybugs off of Amazon and put them on there, and I said, you know what? I'm not gonna stress about this garden. We are just going to put the ladybugs out here, let them do their work. I'm not gonna put like BT powder on it. I'm not gonna do all this stuff. I'm just going to see what I can get to grow easily in my little climate. The cucumbers did not do so great. I think, oh, this is the fanfare cucumber. It's supposed to do really well in containers. Like I said, I'm not sure what happened here. I think it wasn't getting enough water or fertilizer, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to look it up. These here though, these are great. These are actually just really pretty yellow flowers. I think they're called Mexican daisies, and they have grown they will grow. If you don't trim them, they will grow up to here, this high, and they'll topple over. So I actually have a tomato cage for them here. I have trimmed them a little bit, so they have kind of split a little bit. But these ones actually I wanted to let grow a little bit taller since they're over in this corner here to block the water filter stuff in the back there and the hose hanging. So these are going to be great in I think a few weeks. The ones in the front have a bunch of flower buds, and these have a couple starting to come in. So I will definitely post a video when these start blooming because they're fantastic and they grow like weeds and they spread every year. This thing will get covered in them eventually over a couple of years if I let it. Here I had some other pepper plants. I have a Shishito Pepper plant that I transplanted from my AeroGarden. It's not doing so hot here. Actually, none of the pepper plants in this pot and this spot did that well. I don't know if it's the soil mix I did or if it's this location is not sunny enough, but I don't know, I'm probably gonna pull some of these and just try to restart. I've got some little buds here. I might try to let some of the pepper plants, maybe I'll trim them down, give them a second chance. This one actually seems to have a lot of blooms now. I recently did fertilize it, so maybe just my lack of attention was what caused these to go south. We'll see. Now, one thing you will notice that I did in the front is we got all these plant hangers. I've got mums and Cuban oregano hanging up, and I just really like this for the curb appeal here. These plant hangers, I got 6 of them on each post. This is the Cuban oregano. This one's gonna fill out really nicely. It's gonna get as big as that one down there. And then these mums will hopefully start to bloom. I've been watering them every day, so we'll see what happens. And down here, I have another perla leaf plant going because I wanna just have more options where I can harvest from them. For our Korean dishes, and these are actually nice for salads as well. We got this blueberry bush from Lowe's. I know we're not going to get anything this year, but it's $10. It's a sunshine blueberry bush, so it should do well in Florida. And I planted another one around the corner here by our fence where it gets pretty sunny, so we'll see how that does. Got some mums. Oh, looks like these mums are just starting to bloom. I've always been told that when you pick mums from like the garden center, you get the ones with the closed buds so that you can kind of see the full bloom effect of them. So that's what I've done with all these mums that I've purchased. Here I have some cat grass for the cat. I like to bring it in. Looks like I need to add some more seeds or kind of do a revamp of it. I planted some rosemary here because I like to make potato rosemary bread. And I want it to really get big. It's supposed to be able to grow into like a big bush in Florida. There's a house down the road that has like this huge, massive bush. This one's actually just starting to take off in this container here. I think maybe before it wasn't getting enough sun. So I'm happy this one's starting to actually grow bigger. This is a mum from last year that I kept. This is lavender that I love it, but it doesn't love me. Yeah, no, it's not doing so well, so we'll probably put something else there. And then here's a bigger perla leaf plant, or shiso leaf plant. And these leaves are edible. You can wrap raw sushi in here. You can put like pieces of meat with some kind of sauce seasoning in, wrap them. You can throw them in a poke bowl. They're really good. So I just picked them and then rinse them off, and they're supposed to grow like a weed. You can see over here this one's flowering, so it might pop up some babies later. Here is the other Mexican daisy bush that I have trimmed a lot of. As you can see, it has a ton of little buds coming. Get this to focus. There we go. There we go. Ton of little buds coming. And these are all going to be pretty yellow flowers. Let's see if you can kind of see that. But this is going to be great. I really trimmed this one because, like I said, this is going to get, it got this tall. Literally this tall and was falling over. So this time I put a tomato cage around it and I just started trimming them, which is great actually because it makes it more bushy and full. That's the Cuban oregano there, right up there. That thing grows like a weed too. If you want something that's fragrant, green, and grows like a weed, like you can snip it, stick it in the ground, and it will grow. Perfect. This is my ghost pepper plant. Actually, there's 2 plants in here in the 16-inch pot. I only have 1 ghost pepper. I don't know why. The other ones just kind of fell off. It was probably something I did like with fertilizer-wise or soil amendment. It looks like I have another baby one here. Maybe he'll be good. I have no idea what I'm going to do with these. Once they grow, I just wanted the novelty of it, but he's pretty big. He seems pretty happy here, besides the fact he's not producing a ton, but maybe that will change. So we'll see. His leaves are looking a little better. I'm sure this can give some indication to more advanced growers on why it wasn't producing more peppers. But we're gonna see. I fertilized all these plants a couple days ago, so, and they hadn't been fertilized in maybe over a month. This is my tomato tumbler plant. You can see this is how big it is. It's in a little 16-inch pot, same size as that one. This is how massive it is. I planted 2 bush tomatoes in the backyard. If you remember from my last video, they barely did anything. I think I got 1 tomato and they kept getting blight. This thing, as you can see, like I need to trim some of these yellow leaves and stuff, but it grew like a beast. I've just trimmed back the dead leaves or signs of blight, and it produces like crazy. So next year I'm gonna get like maybe 3 total. These are Bonnie plants that I got, this one here. I'm gonna put, maybe possibly do a plant hanger because they're supposed to be good for hanging. And I'm gonna have 2 plant hangers and 1 container like this one because it just did a fantastic job, and I just have let it go to town. And you can see, I had just picked probably 20 tomatoes yesterday, and look at all the flowers that are coming. So this guy is great. Highly recommend Tumbler tomato plant. Got it from Lowe's. And just to note, this ghost pepper plant I got from Growjoy. So it did really well. That's probably the best pepper plant that did well. Now behind here, this is our butterfly garden area, but tucked behind here, because this is my front yard, I am an any choice. I'm not trying to be too obvious. I have a fabric pot. I have, I think, 2 yellow banana peppers and a poblano pepper. Now these 2 were Growjoy plants. This poblano I just got on the whim at Lowe's. It's a Bonnie plant, and that guy has grown that tall. And he has produced a ton of poblano peppers, which has been great because my jalapeno pepper plant has really stopped producing, but I have so many on here that these are kind of a nice substitute for jalapenos. They're a little bit less spicy, but still will give you a kick, especially if you eat them raw. They haven't gotten terribly much bigger than this, but they're just doing great. It's getting super tall. And these other ones really haven't produced anything, so I'll probably just pull them. Yeah, the sweet banana, when I say yellow pepper plant, the sweet banana one. I've got to retie this guy up because he keeps falling over, so I got to do some cleanup this morning. I wanted to do this video real quick. Now, this is the butterfly garden. I have some basil here that's growing. That grows fantastic. Let me go over here though. I have some kale in here. I have red Russian kale seeds that I got off of Etsy and some dinosaur kale. We're gonna probably trim some of this back and use it in Korean bibimbap. I'm not quite sure what else to do with kale. I'm like, I don't know how to eat kale. Like, I guess I should just taste it raw and see if I like it in salads. I do like some of the kale I get in mixed salads, but I just haven't honestly tried this. We trimmed back some of our milkweed. That did great. It was great for the monarch butterflies this year. Just trim this back because it's all just bare. I had a couple flowers that died, and I just put this porterweed here. We'll see how that does. Here's more kale. Here's that dinosaur kale. I just kind of like how it looks too. I'd harvested some from here already. I probably overplanted this, but they're doing great. So it's kind of a nice way to stick them in here, be contained, but also have them in a sunny spot. Now here's my zinnias, as you can see. They have done fantastic. I think this is like a sign of fungal or too much. So I'm gonna trim these back this morning. I'm gonna actually cut off all these flowers. I'm gonna try to save some of the seeds and cut them down. See if they wanna regrow still, because apparently they do still grow during the fall. But these just have had tons of blooms, and of course I've been trimming them as I go. I'll cut a flower, trim it down, and it'll split and grow more. And I grew these from seed, just like a seed packet I got from Lowe's. And they are really beautiful flowers. So I'm hoping I will get some more that will seed next year, because I've been taking some of the dead flowers and I just put them down there and hope that the seeds will reseed. But I'll dry some out and hang them upside down and see how that works as well. These guys, beasts. The ones in the back haven't done so well. I don't think they get as much sun. These are really pretty too. These are just from a wild seed flower packet. These are the ones in the back though. So here's the same zinnia, these pink ones are in the back. They didn't nearly grow as crazy, but they also don't get as much sun. So that will tell you the difference in there. But basically, oh, one more thing, one of my favorite new additions is the At Last roses. Now this isn't, it's ornamental, but these things are gorgeous. I got these from GrowJoy. They have been blooming like crazy. They're little right now, but man, they just keep budding. And I put them in the container because I wasn't sure how easy it's going to be to grow roses in Florida. These are disease resistant, so they shouldn't need spraying. So far they've been doing, they smell fantastic, and they have this peachy kind of color, which I love. It's not like that traditional red rose color. I would love to have like white and kind of peachy or orangish roses. Would be beautiful. I have another one here. Look at that color. It's just amazing. And they smell great. They have lovely smell to them. I should deadhead this one. I just pop them off. But they're doing fantastic. I'm looking forward to how they're gonna look over the next years, because they should get 3 feet wide and 3 feet tall. So we'll see how they do. But yeah, that is the front yard garden. And I will move to the back and show you that. So far, so good. All right, so this is the back. I think before in this pot, I had a zucchini and or squash plant, and I got nothing. They were miserable. I had one plant that looked semi-healthy, and still, it just finally gave up and got eaten up by bugs. So my bougainvillea has grown quite big, which is perfect here. But instead what I did is I took a Shishito Pepper plant that I had in my arrow garden, and I put it in this fabric pot. And again, I just experimented with sticking in here. This is a fairly sunny spot, although not the best sunny spot. But I just want to see what grows well where and easily. And this guy seems pretty happy. He's producing. I had picked some plants off. Seems to like the fabric pot. There's a sprinkler over there that helps give him some extra water like once a week. But he's doing fairly well. I can see where maybe he has been a little nutrient deficient. And of course, I do have these little white flies on all my pepper plants. But the ones that are successful have them. I haven't been bothering them too much because they're still producing. So I don't want to do extra work if I don't have to. But yeah, that guy seems to be pretty good. And then over here, so I had some weeding I need to do. I have these sweet yellow banana peppers. They produce some, and then they have just kind of gone downhill since that first time. I'm gonna pull these. Cuban oregano up close. It smells great. It's this fuzzy little plant. And then I had stuck a marigold in there. I didn't realize that marigolds will trail like this. But these sweet yellow banana peppers really didn't do that great. I'm not sure why. I did get them from GrowJoy, but yeah, they just didn't do so hot. Could have been the soil mix because I did my own soil mix and I probably did it wrong, but I don't know. Maybe I neglected them too much. I don't know what this is, but it's cool and it's big. So we planted one in the front yard too. I have been propagating snake plants, and that has been going super easy and super well. They've been making little babies. I started off with one pot. It's expanded to this. And over here on this side, I started planting them here. And these ones that I propagated now have pups. And I'm trying to make a little wall of them here so that the leaves from the oak tree don't go into our deck area here, which is messy. I'm not going to show you yet. I'm hoping to have a garden bench there soon. These are marigolds that I planted from seed, like back in April or March. And they grew like beasts outside of this garden bed. That's the garden bed. That's where they're planted in, and they just grew outside of this. I always thought marigolds were these nice little flowers that you kind of see in the Lowe's little containers. I didn't realize they grow into like these massive like bush-like hanging trail things. And they are huge. But they have actually finally started to get some nice blooms, which is nice. This is a red bell pepper plant. I've gotten a few of the sweet red bell peppers, not a ton. It's doing a lot better now that I think it gets more sun here. I didn't realize the sun shifted around when I originally picked this spot, but now it's getting back to the more sunny location that I kind of thought that it was. So there was tomato plants here, the bush tomatoes, and I pulled them because they were useless. Here's my best achievement so far are these pepper plants. I've got a jalapeno, and a shishito pepper plant. That is the shishito pepper plant. He is a beast, and he produces these little jalapeno pepper plants, though, although they're smaller, still quite large. This is the top of this one. These guys were fantastic producers all summer long. They have recently stopped producing so well, but it looks like we might have a resurgence back. And you can see I have these little white flies. Maybe I need to trim some of this stuff off and trim them back. But they've still been producing well despite that. So I'm quite happy with those. And I got these were Bonnie plants from Lowe's that I got, and they're just doing fantastic. So are the sweet bell pepper plants. In fact, most of the stuff I got here from Lowe's, actually when I started, because I haven't started from seed. These are Japanese eggplants. Here's the Shishito eggplant. These have been great producers as well. As you can see, I got a little guy here. I got a big mama one there. This one's been a little soft. Oh, he's firm today. I think I'm gonna pick him. Okay, I do notice though, in the afternoons, the eggplants will kind of wilt and they'll get squishy. So I try to pick them in the morning when they've kind of recharged and rejuvenated. There's another eggplant there, right there. And then there's one right there, back there that's going. So these guys have been doing great, and I love the eggplant. It's such a versatile vegetable. Oh, and here's another one. I mean, these guys, they had a little while where they weren't producing a ton, and now they're coming back strong. You see there's some Shishito peppers that got red. And they actually get sweeter when they're red. But I just picked a ton off of here because they were just getting too ripe, I thought. And so I froze them. But yeah, I'm super happy. Definitely getting all these plants back again. They just grew like crazy and did well with low maintenance for me. I have some parsley here. This took forever to go. I think I might need to up pot this though if I want it to continue to grow. It took forever and a day. Oh, here's another one. This guy, the little guy fell down. But I'm happy that I'm actually gonna have some parsley. So I'm gonna have to up pot those here today. This is Thai basil. Still does great. I mean, these things just grow crazy in Florida. So if you live in Florida, Thai basil grows great. Even with these little spots, I just pick them off and trim it back. I keep cutting this one back and it just keeps growing back. So here is a Korean pepper plant fail. Oh, he looks so sad, I know. I don't know what happened. He looks undernourished, maybe underwatered, under everything. So I'm gonna pull him today. Now this eggplant I got from Lowe's as well. It's a Black Beauty eggplant. And I had it in a 16-inch pot. And it hasn't produced one eggplant. And when I touch the pollen on the flower, I get nothing out of this little stub. Little ladybug, hi. I'll get no pollen, and it's probably not nourished correctly. I thought maybe the container stressed it, so I moved it to this garden bed where I had some failed snow peas here and something else. Oh, I think some squash plants. I pulled those, so I moved this guy here to see if this will help. I need to kind of fix my bamboo stick there, but so far nothing. We'll see. I just fertilized a couple days ago, so we'll see how they do. All right, in this fabric pot, I have a Shishito Pepper plant, and that little guy is right here. These guys look a lot happier. Probably after I fertilize them, they all suddenly have flowers again. And this is a Korean pepper plant where I got the seeds off of Amazon. Actually worked out really well. I don't blame the production of this plant on the source. I think I got good seeds. They germinated well. I think it's just me, but looks like we are starting to get a good resurgence. I might move this to a little sunnier spot. We're actually starting to get a bunch of them, so that's good. These guys are a little spicy. I'm probably going to pull the Thai basil so it doesn't compete. Maybe I'll see if the Shishito pepper wants to come back. And maybe I just overplanted this pot. This is a 20-inch smart pot. I probably overplanted it, but oh well. This is another eggplant. It's kind of similar, it looks similar to the fairy tale eggplant where it has the blue, white and purple stripes on it. I grew this, I started this in the arrow garden. I think I neglected it for some water, and I think something was eating at the stem. So I'm gonna just see how he does. I'll probably start some more seeds and try that because they really are beautiful eggplants. And I love growing eggplants. That Japanese eggplant has done so well. I am intent on continuing to try to grow some more and see how they do. And then these are fabric pots where I had something in it, probably zucchini and squash, and they didn't do well. I'm gonna try another round of it now that it's September. It may not be the season for it, but I'm gonna try it because summer was an epic fail. But I'm gonna give it another shot because they're supposed to be such great producers. And I would really love to have some squash and zucchini for like miso soups and dishes to throw in. But that is basically the update of what has gone well and what hasn't in this first year of Florida garden. I definitely need to figure out something here. I don't have a weed whacker, but I think if we decide to keep the spot, I'll put some stones or gravel around here so I'm usually have the growing grass around here. But yeah, that's where we're at. So comment below if you have any suggestions. If you live in Central Florida, bars work well for you. or if you liked the video, give it a like, comment, tell me what you liked or didn't like, and thanks for watching. Alright, so that's my mid-September garden update. So if you liked the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It helps. And if you have anything to comment on or share advice, please comment below. That would be great. If you garden in Central Florida, let me know what works well for you. I'm in the Tampa Bay area, so we'll kind of see what grows well here. And if you want to follow along, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, guys.